Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. We will be opening up the phone lines in probably about 15 to 30 minutes. So if anybody's calling in now, feel free to call right back or hang tight backstage. What is up, Sleuth crew? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, broadcasting to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. Hope you guys are having a great morning. I know that I am. Today, we are going to discuss anything and everything relating to true crime and what you can expect from my channel in the next few days. But most importantly, we're just going to kick it, have a discussion. Today, it's titled True Crime Epidemic. I have selected a few cases at random, a lot of strange true crime cases that have been in the news in the last couple of years. Some things that have blown my mind. And we'll see what you guys have to offer. I do want to welcome in NoFX 99. It's good to see you. Audra. Cindy, Sherry Wilson, Doris Brockman, Kitty Wambalista. Always good to see you. Audra, Diamonds, how are you? Lurking as usual. Aquarian, Tambi, Jill Moser, it's good to see you. Pipers, how are you? Good morning. And Christine. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, the 27th. It's about 8 o'clock here where I am. And if there's anything you guys want to address, go ahead and put it in chat, and we'll talk about that stuff first. Something that's been on my mind this morning was the case of Sidney Loof, and we did cover that a few times. You guys can go check out that live stream. Let me see what I titled it. Delphi murders, the case of Sidney Loof. Do you see a connection? Really, it's just a deep dive into the Sidney Loof case and her killer, Aubrey Trail. It's a very strange case. We'll probably touch on that today. And then we will be having a members live in about 2.5 hours. Hot Tuesday. When you say hot, what do you mean? What is hot? Just curious. Hey, what's up, Farmer? Fight for Justice. Welcome in. Redfoot. Good to see you. What are you guys all up to this morning? Jill, good morning. 110. That'll do it. That. Yep, that definitely qualifies. Yeah, what time is it there, Pipers? I can handle 81. $22. Coffee and cleaning. No coffee for me today. Drink a whole bunch of water. We'll probably be live for about 2 hours. Then I'm going to go for a run. And then we'll hit up the members live stream. $10.09. Good to see you, Tamby. 98 in Mississippi. But it feels like you are in a sauna. Yeah, that sounds awful. No bugs, plus never thirsty. Yeah, I went outside right now and there's like a shit ton of mosquitoes. Like unusually high amount. I was like, what the hell? They're like these giant mosquitoes. Yeah, that sounds awful. Welcome in Thin Mint 109 outside of Arkansas. Wow. Was that like some kind of a record? Yeah, pull sounds nice. Farmer, you going for a run? Kitty says, hot is temperature at 93, but feels like 108. Yikes, Minnesota yesterday, muggy. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Yeah, these things are really aggressive. I feel like they're evolving. Seems pretty high for the Midwest. Yeah, Jill, I mean, I just feel like I'm going through some health issues, and that's one of the things that makes me feel a lot better. Getting that good circulation going. River jump, what do you mean? Spinal meningitis. What the hell? Redfoot says, have you heard of Jessica Chambers? Maybe. Let me see. Unspeakable crime, the killing of Jessica Chambers. Cole Haley was one of the first responders that was at the scene when Jessica Chambers. Oh, it's like it's already been to court, already been to trial. Let me see here. Quentin Tejas. Oh, it looks like a whole trial. There's a lot of trial footage here. Let me go to a quick article. 5 key facts about the Jessica Chambers murder case. Let me show you what I'm looking at. It says here Jessica Chambers suffered an agonizing death. Firefighters saw her walking toward them wearing only her underwear and burned over 93% of her body. That's awful. So I'm on investigationdiscovery.com. Looks like this is by Catherine Townsend. On December 6, 2014, a 19-year-old cheerleader named Jessica Chambers was set on fire. The fuck? In the small town of Cortland, Mississippi, despite suffering from smoke inhalation and having been severely burned on almost her entire body, Chambers managed to escape. Tragically, she died the next day of her injuries. Damn, what a soldier. The murder case shocked a small town and made headlines around the nation. The man accused of killing her, Quentin Tejas, ended in a hung jury last fall. Legal analyst Beth Karas, who worked in New York District Attorney's Office, spoke to Crime Feed about the case. Race and the missing white woman syndrome. Some commenters have pointed to Chambers' murder as an example of missing white women or beautiful dead girl syndrome. What the fuck? So if you're not white, you're not beautiful? Seems like people need to change their worldviews. That is the idea. The attractive white female victims in general tend to get more attention from the public, while the majority of people in the United States happen to be white. So, common sense. But Kara said that for her, the murder is most memorable due to the horrific nature of the crime. See, this just sound when I hear missing white woman syndrome, that sounds like a bunch of liberal bullshit to me. It was a terrible crime. I don't know if I had ever covered a case where a person was burned alive. By all accounts, Chambers suffered an agonizing death. Firefighters responding to a report of a torched car saw her walking toward them, wearing only her underwear and critically burned over 93% of her body. Some commenters have pointed out that Jessica's murder stoked racial divides in the town. Why are they bringing up race? Is this guy is her killer? Let me look this guy up. Quentin Tejas. Let's see here. Murder trial for a man who also was twice tried for the death of Jessica Chambers delayed. So he must be a black man. That's why they bringing up all this racial stuff. People are so stupid. Two steps forward, 8 steps back. Yeah, that's a tragic case. Redfoot. Welcome in, Joey. Good to see you. Anything I like. Good morning. Thin Mint, welcome in. You have to look more into this. There's a lot going on here. Looks like there was a dismissal in 2015. I have to follow up on that one. Yeah. We're getting hit right now with the monsoon. We're in monsoon season, Piper. So we're getting a lot of rain and tons of humidity right now. Hey, Joey, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I think I'm going to do something for people's birthdays here. Give myself a note. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start, Farmer. I wouldn't go looking for a swamp to go swimming in. Redfoot, it's basically unsolved. The guy that they arrested has gotten off twice in court. Yeah, maybe that's not the guy. Yeah, I'm going to follow up on this one. Looks like quite the rabbit hole. I hate when people bring up racial shit. Like if there's no evidence that it's a hate crime, like why even mention it? Damn, Farmer, I bet she has some stories to tell. That's awful. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, just the thought of that would be an awful way to go. And then you suffer for an entire like 24 to 48 hours afterward. What a nightmare. Who's that for then? Was that for Red? Hey, growing crazy. How you doing? So far, so good. I had my breakfast, decided to skip the coffee. See how I do with no caffeine today. I just feel like I have this cloud without my morning coffee. But maybe it's just like a addiction to caffeine. Oh, then because she dated black guys. So then it should, yeah. So I don't understand. Audio. I don't know what you mean by audio with a question mark. Yeah, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Gorilla Monsoon. Isn't that a name of a band? I've heard that before. Good to see you, Beth. CJK, GP, what up? Aquarian. Welcome in, everybody. So today we're just going to shoot the shit, talk about all the craziness in this world. And then we'll continue into a members live stream in about a little less than 3 hours. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about, I'm open to it. That's sad. The big 60. I thought you were going to tell me the big 2-1. Don Spain just turned 60. He's getting fucked up in London. Picking up chicks at the Eiffel Tower. In his Sleuth Crew shirt. What you know about that? CJ Case is growing old is no bueno. But they say Joey wisdom comes with age, so that'd be a good thing. Well, they say to be young is vanity, and to be old is to be humbled. Good morning, Frank. No, a pro wrestler. I agree. Okay. Yeah, I know that name was familiar. Gorilla Monsoon. There you go. Yeah, we're planning a little vacation right now. I got to get out of this city. The city drives me crazy, literally. All you city kids know what I'm talking about. That fibromyalgia is no joke. Oh, that's scary, Joey. I'm sorry to hear that. CJK, it looks like Deb put out a video going over those documents. I watched most of it, but it doesn't seem like much. Doris says, happy birthday, Joey. Oh, I'm sorry, Christine. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like something's going on with my body, so I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself. Whatever's going on with you, I hope you're the best. What the heck is that? I don't know if I've ever heard that before. How's it going, GP? Good to see you. Yeah, make sure you have a great day today. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, though. Charlotte, how are you? Yeah, you won't catch me in that ocean. That's for sure. No thanks. You might catch me fishing off the dock, but that's about it.
It's an experience that shapes a person.
Many of you know.
CJK, we live in a country about 35 minutes from the city. Live in the country 35 minutes from the city. Small, 33 acres, nice and quiet. My family hates to come out because we live on a dirt shit. I would prefer that. We'll be there in about 7 years, I think. Maybe less. Once all the girls graduate, we'll be out of here. You get a nice big plot of land, build a house / cabin, and hopefully live peacefully ever after. All right, farmer, we'll check you later. Oh yeah, hell no. So you guys familiar with the Sydney Loof case? I'm sure you will once I put this video on. We covered it a few times. See if I can find like a local broadcast, some local media. Oh yeah, we're all set. We just can't take the girls away from their schools right now. Send them off to college and then off to live the dream. Everyone doesn't like our driveway. They say it looks like the movie Deliverance. All right, don't come then. I say less is more. Thanks, Charlotte. Joey says, my dad was killed by another doctor in surgery. He then hid what he did until we found bed sores 8 inches wide and 4 inches deep. So, what is that? Like murder or malpractice or what happened? Not to pry, I'm just curious.
After Sidney Loof's death. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Ortega. Bill is off tonight. Today, the family of Sidney Loof got justice for her death with a jury unanimously charging Bailey Boswell of first-degree murder. And this comes almost 3 years exactly after Sidney Loof's death and over a year after her co-conspirator, Aubrey, was convicted of the same charges. 1011's Bailey Bischoff has been covering the trial for
That's
weeks
awful, Joey.
and has more.
The jury deliberated for
I'm
just
sorry
over
to hear
3
that.
hours before finding Boswell guilty of all charges. I talked with jurors after they were dismissed who said the evidence against Boswell was strong. Bailey Boswell sat with her head down, waiting for the clerk of the Saline County Court to read the verdict the jury in her case came to in just over 3 hours.
Count 1, murder in the first degree, guilty of murder in the first degree by purposely and with deliberate and premeditated malice, killing Sidney Loof.
She was also found guilty of improper disposal of human remains and conspiracy to commit murder after the 2017 murder of Sidney Loof. Jurors in the case saying the evidence was too strong to say otherwise.
As you went along, it just started adding up more and more and more.
Cashman, who served as the foreman, says the 8 men and 4 women came to their decision quickly but thoughtfully.
Tried to go through each part of each count through detail to make sure that there was no issue, nobody having second thoughts, any of that.
Another juror, Jerry Fales, says the decision was easy, but the process wasn't.
It's difficult. I mean, it's on your mind all day long from the first time you hear the first bit of advice.
One thing all of them said is they hope this helps the Loof family find peace.
And I know that this in no way is ever going to make that right. So I just hope that it helps in the healing process.
The jurors did tell me that it was a pleasant surprise how quickly everything went. They said it was a good jury pool full of strong-willed people who were all on the same page. Reporting in Lexington, Bailey Bischoff, 1011.
Yeah, this is a very strange case. But this is what I wanted to show you. And hopefully I can find his interrogation where he's talking about being a warlock and a vampire and how he has a sex cult. But after killing Sidney Loof, they posted this video to YouTube while they were on the run.
Omaha and probably several other places. This is Aubrey Trail, and this is Bailey Boswell. I guess
Facebook, sorry.
Y'all also know her as Audrey. But we've spent the last few days watching ourselves being slammed and crucified in the newspapers and the news and everything else. So we thought it was time we had our say. We're not trying to defend anything. We're not trying to make you believe anything. We just feel we should get to say our side since everyone else gets to say theirs. Unlike the Lincoln Police Department and Saline County Police Department and all those folks, everything we're going to tell you, you're going to be able to pick up the phone or have a newspaper pick up the phone and very easily verify it. I am going to talk for a minute, then Bailey here is going to tell you about her 2 dates with Sydney, and we'll go from there. The Lincoln Police Department apparently wants everyone to believe that we're hiding, that we haven't talked to them, that we're avoiding them. Actually, we've spoken to the Lincoln Police Department a couple of times. We also, through my attorney, Doug Mertz in Falls City, Nebraska, please verify, we both wrote long statements and sent to the Lincoln Police Department telling them everything we know. We also, the day before Thanksgiving, which would be the 22nd, we repeatedly
The golden rule is mind your own damn
Department
business. Their policies are what
when they
destroyed
were
rural
trying to
America.
contact
They've divided
us.
us.
After about 10 phone calls, please have a newspaper, ask for they record everything. We were told to quit blowing up their phone, even though we told them, hey, do you understand that we're the people you're looking for? They said, you've called here several times. We will get back to you when we can. So that's how that went. They're telling you that they have all these leads, that Sydney was last seen in Wilbur and such. What they're not telling you is that we are the 2 people who gave them all these leads. I called the Falls City Police Department because they went to my ex's house and looking for me. So I called to find out what was going on. Apparently, they did not know my address in Wilbur. They thought I still lived in Falls City. I talked to the sergeant there. I told him what my address was in Wilbur. That night, they went to my house and searched our house. We found out that on the 21st, I think it was, or the 20th, the county attorney in Wilbur, Saline County, filed a warrant against me for possession of a firearm, which is insane. I have never owned a firearm in 20 years. The next day, according to the papers, the warrant was withdrawn, but the Lincoln paper is not telling you that the warrant was withdrawn because there was no firearm in my house. But they will have you believe that. Several other things. I guess the FBI and the U.S. Marshals and all that good stuff, and a lot of other people with a lot of initials that I have no idea what means.
Yeah, this guy later on, he like cut his own throat in the middle of court. Can you believe that? But yeah, I can't stand his voice, so I'm just like, yeesh, to shut that off. But check this out.
Stop recording.
He like made a, I don't know if it was a shiv or he snuck in a razor blade, but he tried to cut his own throat in the middle of court. Self-proclaimed a warlock. He tried to get Sydney to join his little cult, and she wasn't having it, so they killed her. Ooh, happy anniversary coming up right around the corner. Should be fun. CJK, human trafficking sting operations in Tennessee netted 9 arrests this month, including a local college football coach. Jeez. Yeah, you guys don't trust anybody. And somebody brought up Sebastian. I had here, I bookmarked that actually, and I wanted to read it to you guys. Thanks for reminding me. wait for this little advertisement to finish up and then play this video.
Federal investigators are now offering reward money in the case of Sebastian Rogers. Today marks 6 months since the 15-year-old went missing. Our Michael Ward reports from a rally for Sebastian in Sumner County.
Holding signs and wearing shirts for Sebastian, more than a dozen people gathered here at the sheriff's office hoping to be a voice for the missing teen who disappeared 6 months ago.
Yeah, what the hell happened
New
to him?
hope tonight in the search for Hendersonville teenager Sebastian Rogers as federal investigators post a $50,000 reward for his safe return or an arrest.
To hear this is like huge. It's big.
Courtney Kinney drove down from Ohio for a weekend vigil and rally for Sebastian with people who label themselves as Sebastian's Army. 6 months since the
Yeah, that's crazy,
15-year-old
huh,
with
Joe?
autism disappeared, police have few clues.
Just knowing that he's out there, nobody knows, and there's absolutely nothing that leads us anywhere I just think it's very important to keep him out there.
Sebastian was last seen February 26th at his Hendersonville home wearing all black. Investigators have maintained there's no evidence pointing to foul play or ruling it out.
You can't just disappear. A kid doesn't vanish. There's something, there's someone, so we'll find it.
Now that investigators for the first time are offering a reward, Courtney and other advocates for Sebastian are hopeful it leads to him, as his disappearance 6 months later remains a mystery.
With everybody struggling right now and the economy being so bad, I feel like if somebody knows something, 50 grand is a lot to push somebody into saying something.
As for that new $50,000 reward, that is being offered by the FBI in partnership with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
Well, there you go. Sebastian Rogers' case is one of those cases where I feel like they just don't have anything. The vibes I get is he was lured. Lured from his home by somebody. Yeah, absolutely no evidence. Like either they went through great lengths to conceal what happened to him, then you have people pointing fingers at the parents. And that's because nobody's willing to dig, right? Nobody's willing to actually go out and really do like a real investigation. They just gather the pieces on the surface and try to tell a story with that. But the truth is very rarely on the surface. Sometimes it is, right? But when you have a mystery that's going unsolved with absolutely no answers, like you got to start to dig a little bit. Got to start thinking outside of the box. I don't know about that, no effects. Let me see. I don't know if it's from the FBI, but it says right here that the reward is created and managed by the Churchill Rescue Squad, and it's up to $40,000. But it's definitely not provided by the FBI. What? It says Rescue Squad requests to freeze donations and surrender the reward fund to court. Hell no. That money should sit right there until they find her. I don't understand that shit. It's like, oh, we haven't found her. It's been a long time. Let's go ahead and keep that money. Yeah, we've covered that case, Growing Crazy, but it's hard to keep up with it when you have everybody just blaming the father and the stepfather, and there's like no real evidence to that. Like when it came to Madeline Soto, like he was the last person to see her. He dropped her off, and she never made it to school. Like you're obviously a suspect, dude. You were caught on video, and she's in your car, appearing to be asleep. You know, that's a completely different situation. But when you have somebody who leaves, I think he left like in the middle of the night. And early on, there was talks of possibly being lured out due to maybe like a Discord or something like that. Kind of reminds me of the Alicia Navarro case. And she was found. You know, she's still alive and well. Whoever took her basically kept her as like his wife or something, and they moved to Canada. And years later, she came back to the United States to say, hey, look, I'm not missing. It's another disgusting case. What's up, Shadow Box? So it looks like there was some movement in the Delphi case, but nothing significant, I don't think. Thanks, Joey. Thank you for sponsoring today's live stream. I appreciate you. And as far as the Delphi case and the serrated blade, I'm assuming they have something like this as evidence. Sorry, I know that's a little gruesome. Sorry about that. But you can kind of see the edges there. And these are just random. I just grabbed these off of Google. So who knows? Maybe they found something during the search, right? I think that could be huge. Like we have wounds that are consistent with the serrated blade, and guess what we found? Serrated box cutter blades. Maybe something like that. Haven't heard the defense team really talk too much about that. Hey, what's up, Caricature? Loved you live last night, Sleuth. Yeah, I covered all this stuff I forgot about. Didn't know there were 2 Richard Allens in Delphi. Or the puppy. Yeah, the puppy rumor. Yeah, there was a guy named Richard Allen. And he went by Rick Allen, too. But after Richard Allen got arrested, he took off. He got out of there. Hey, bro, did you see what Frank posted about rescheduling of the jury trial, or did I miss it already? No, I didn't know that. I looked up the My Case this morning. I didn't see that. I'll pull it up right now. I'm not showing that. Doesn't look rescheduled here. Oh, sorry about that. There were some stuff that was filed today. Temporary appearance, motion to quash subpoena, proposed order on motion to quash, response to defense's memorandum. Unless that's what this means right here. Still scheduled for the 14th. Charlotte says if available, soft tissue would show the most detail of the blade itself in its structure. It would be unmistakable in its appearance, especially its interaction with the skin. Yeah, I mean, if a serrated blade was used, they definitely know it and they have evidence to prove it. I'm not quite sure what it is. Here's another crazy case out of Kokomo.
Horrific details are being released out of Kokomo tonight in an animal abuse case surrounding this 19-year-old woman, Crystal Scott. She is now facing federal charges, including making and distributing videos crushing animals. According to the court documents, she taped this kind of animal abuse for months.
Fox 59's Aaron Cantrell is digging into this case and tells us how the FBI was able to find Scott. And we do want to warn you here that the details you are about to see and hear, they are gruesome.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Becky Foster has the same reaction most people do when they find out what happened to animals at this home in Kokomo.
Sick.
According to court documents, the FBI says Crystal Scott would post graphic videos of her torturing and graphically killing cats and dogs by hanging and skinning them. Scott first fell on the Kokomo Police Department's radar at the beginning of May after several neighbors reported animal cruelty happening. Neighbor Brian Foster was one of the first to report Scott after finding a decapitated dog near the house in April.
And it was slit up and down the stomach. And it was like it went wrong for her because she claims that she's a taxidermist. Mm-hmm. And you can see where she got to the neck and everything.
According to court records, Kokomo police seized multiple deceased animals and body parts from Scott's residence. Documents show Scott denied any wrongdoing and handed over 2 cell phones, and police didn't find anything on the phones. KPD responded once again after a video online surfaced of a cat being tortured. As their investigation was happening, the Boise, Idaho Police Department opened an investigation on June 16th. After getting tips from cyber tipsters from all over the world, the FBI got involved too. They uncovered several social media accounts with various names showing animals being tortured. Through an IP address, they were able to find Scott and charge Scott with several federal charges, including animal crushing.
It's a female online that is crushing or otherwise mutilating, torturing animals for the sexual gratification of others who watch it online.
Former FBI agent Doug Coons says these people can be hard to find because they never show their face online. But through the help of internet sleuths, they found Scott. Court documents show Scott admitted to all the graphic.
Yeah, internet sleuths, they caught her. They're the ones that solved this case. And all they really used was a tattoo of a butterfly on her hand. But imagine finding out that somebody that you're married to or one of your family members is like I don't know, would that be considered a sexual sadist? Like where you can only get sexual gratification by watching animals being crushed? Like how sick is that shit? I mean, you just never know who your neighbors really are. You just never know. All right, guys, this is probably going to be just a quick little check-in. There's a lot that I pulled, but I'm going to save this for the members meeting for later. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, email me, all you members, and we'll discuss it. So we'll hang out for another 5 minutes. Jill, unfortunately, yeah. And I feel like once it kind of snowballs, I mean, how are we going to stop it? I feel like there's a lot of racial tension that's unnecessary. People are just, nobody's taking personal responsibility anymore for their own actions. And it's just getting worse. So hopefully we can get things under control before it's too late. I mean, we're hearing more and more stories of just people randomly stabbing like children. Like, what the fuck? You're just going to walk into a grocery store and stab a child in the throat. Like, you're telling me that I can't even go down a grocery aisle without worrying about being stabbed in the neck by somebody? It's fucking crazy. Yeah, Joey, that's what I thought it was, like a sexual sadist. Like, you can't just have normal sex, right? You can't just be aroused by your loved one talking dirty to you or saying, hey, you want a little quickie? No, you need to see animals being crushed or people being hurt. And those people from a young age have probably learned to hide it. That's why I'm always leery of like S&M. I don't like to kink shame people, but I mean, like if you need to torture people or be tortured, and that whole choking thing, that's a little weird too. I'm glad they caught her though. Shout out to the web sleuths who got that sicko. The only question is, like, did they catch any of her customers, the people who are creating that market? They need to get those people too. Hold on to your faith. Yeah, Jill, I mean, it's beyond sick. And then you got this guy, Family Annihilator. No criminal history whatsoever. Beautiful family, successful man.
What's that?
Chris Watts meets a new girl and decides he's going to shed his old family. Like, you don't have to have a criminal history to be to suffer from psychopathy and decide to kill your entire family. That's usually what happens with family annihilators. They don't have a criminal past. Sometimes they do, they kind of have that parasitic lifestyle. But usually it's these younger people who can't even make it through that, and they go and kill their entire family because they won't let them see their girlfriend or their boyfriend. Oh, you're keeping me from my girlfriend. That means I have to kill my entire family now. Doesn't make any sense.
Loading my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers.
This is the point where he knew he was going to jail.
I knew I was going to have to do some pumping unit rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Mm-hmm.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not. Is it motion or is it?
Event,
Okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens. But I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
Usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier to lug everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
One thing I noticed about this video right here was the neighbor. He's not even watching the video. He's looking right at Chris. Notice where the neighbor's looking. He's studying him. Almost like he wants to fuck him up. Like, dude, I should just beat your ass right here. I agree, CJK. I don't think there is rehabilitation because whatever's causing you to hurt a child like that, I think it's just a darkness that's in you. And it's something you probably convince yourself, like, okay, we're safe to do it again now. And we'll get away with it.
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there was any sort of action out there,
His camera's
I would have got it.
Like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I had parked my truck
I
right
had
here.
to park right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where
happened.
someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
Yeah, they would
have.
have been like right in that area.
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
You know where that tree there?
Oh yeah.
He's like, oh, shit. He's all trying to explain it away.
There's nothing on here.
The neighbor's like, nope, you're lying, buddy.
This car.
You're a lying piece of shit.
What security system do you have?
That's the one thing I do like is nosy neighbors.
That one.
Oh,
They catch everything.
I'm saying it picks up all the way down there.
He's next door.
Here we go.
You want me to go? You want me to leave? You want me to escape?
He'll be close for.
I'm like, nah, you just hang tight, buddy.
We gotta get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a gear turn. So unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
He's like, don't touch my dog.
Nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
Did you see that?
Nothing for the rest of the day.
Look at that. Look how crazy that is. Look at the timing on that National Geographic? Look at the timing on this ad right here.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
Look at this. He's looking at it going, that's God right there.
Pregnant as well.
Look, and do you hear what he said? She's pregnant as well. That's so crazy. Tormenting him right there. Look at this.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
The look on his face. Oh man, the timing of that advertisement right there is very strange.
14, 15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see, I've got her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning, I think. My camera.
I wonder if he's texting his girlfriend. Like, I'm caught. Make sure you don't say anything.
Did you go check if anything was missing around your house?
There was nothing. It was like all the old blankies. And
she dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
My doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
Busted.
This is her friend leaving at 1:48.
So as soon as it picks up motion, it'll like back off. Okay. I thought she.
That was the start of the video.
Yep. 1:48 in the morning.
I didn't pick her up going into the house though.
It didn't. And I usually pick him up when he comes walking through here.
Mm-hmm.
I pick him up. So it doesn't show her walking into the house. If she would have walked by, we would have saw him.
All right, guys. So that's going to do it. So we're just going to be very random in the members live stream. I titled it Mad World Edition. We're going to cover any cases that you guys want to talk about. I selected a whole bunch. One in particular is the baby Lisa case. That's one that's been kind of popping in my head recently. So we're going to revisit that and then anything else that you guys want to talk about. So I will catch you guys probably in about 2 hours. It has been scheduled, so if you want to go ahead and hit the notification reminder for yourselves, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. Take care.